All right, so let me go ahead and get this disclosure out the way, and I'm gonna get this show started. All right, let's go. Let's kick it.
The thoughts and opinions of this show is that of Drazy and does not coincide with all of Dre's Radio Cafe. Listening discretion is advised.
All right, so I did my disclosure. Getting ready to chit chat with y'all for a little bit. I got a special guest that should be coming through in a few minutes. Um, Real quick, welcome to another episode of In My Opinion, where we talk about some things and I give my honest opinion on it. My guest is actually in the building now. I'm going to pull him in just a moment. Man, thank y'all so very much for tuning in, joining me today. Man, it's amazing what I do or attempt to do every show that I can possibly give y'all. I try to give y'all the best content, the best information, the best clarifications. But this is basically, in my opinion. I guess it's getting ready to pop in with me. Let me go ahead and get my brother in here right now. This is Mr. Noriega, the King himself. He was in an episode of my last show. He was in the roundtable with me and Miss Dadiski Diane. So I got him in with me again. Another episode. How you doing, Mr. Noriega, the King? The one hand producers in the building with your boy.
What's good, Drazy? I'm doing good, man. Just sitting up here relaxing, chilling. That's all.
Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Today's episode of In My Opinion is based off his topic that he wanted to do for my last roundtable show. And this is going to be entitled Relationships and Music. I think a lot of people have this issue, and I think sometimes getting clarification and information from the right people, or just in general getting some information, helps out a whole lot. I am going to let him settle itself in, get itself settled.
So,
But from my point of view and where I look at things, I see this happen a lot with guests. A lot of people that are in relationship that are famous. I've seen some people that can make the relationship work and make it last, and I've seen some that have been in relationships and don't make it last.
right.
Let me first start by saying this is basically my opinion when I speak my piece, and it's basically Noriega the King's point and view when he speaks. What do you think of when it comes to relationships and music?
First thing, music is a way to show your mate how you feel on a daily basis, because that's what I do.
Uh-huh.
I send her like a good morning text every morning, send her a link, send her some stuff in the text, and just to let her know how I feel, you know. And that's how I feel about it. That's why I said music and relationships go to good, because it can help brighten your relationship. She can understand, oh, he really feel like this. So when I see him, he's gonna actually do everything he said he's gonna do. So
Now you're looking at it from a perspective of helping. There's also a
mhm.
perspective of it hurting. I know I don't want to be the technically I ain't trying to be the the darker side of anything, but I do
Right.
know there is a side that a lot of people don't understand or see. And I know there's people that have relationships and been in relationships for long, long periods of time. And I haven't never seen them to where they're really bad. Now, when you talk
Mhm.
about your side of the music and you say relationship wise, you're talking about the idea of inspirations. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, inspirations, romance, you know, that type of
Okay.
thing.
Okay. So when you're thinking about relationships in terms of and you now for me to speak from this side, I have to say it like this. Does your music emphasize your relationships? Because I know you
Um,
just do beats. So is your beats based off of how the relationship runs, or are you just thinking, outside the box and you just, if you're thinking a love song, you're thinking a love song, you're thinking something different, you're thinking something different.
at this point, my music is not based on my relationship. It's based on my life. So I'm thinking about coming out with something based on, my relationship with my music. So I got a lot of ideas, but
Okay.
my music is not based on my own relationships.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to brother Rob the Port Brown, who's in the building watching us on Facebook Live. Lamondo Carter, Black Law Rebel Music in the building watching us on Facebook Live. Shout out to y'all brothers. Uh, Peace be with y'all. From my point of view and my standpoint, I think a lot of the time, because I've seen people in relationships and music that go the opposite direction. And when I say that, I mean when you look at even like celebrities, some celebrities, the music to them. Let me say it like this: the best way to describe this is when you're dating somebody who don't know the real objective of what you do, which is music, like your music. Um, a lot of times they misunderstand that this is a business,
Right.
and when you're dealing with a business, you're dealing with people. That means groupies. That means friends. That means people out of the norm that are going to try to persuade themselves onto you. And a lot of times when you're dealing with music, you're dealing with people all the time. So you've got, say, your lifestyle becomes hectic to the point where you're super famous and
Mhm.
people are always touching on your stuff. Your girl might not be used to that. She might be like, well, damn, this dude's always getting touched and stuff. I don't know if he's flirting with these girls, not flirting with these girls. I don't know
Right.
what the deal is. That's the music part of it. But
Right.
that person, whoever it is, male, female, whatever your spouse is, your better half is, have to understand, like, when you're sitting here, you're dealing with it from that angle, that you have to respect the idea that your better half, your counter half, is into music and is doing music.
Right.
Their
Exactly.
idea is that if girls or guys or whoever comes on to somebody else, you have to understand, like, their intentions is never that intention unless they get caught in that position.
Right.
I
So,
know that is kind of crazy that you look at it like that, but
mhm,
in actuality, it's honestly the truth. I mean, because I've seen people who've been through that stuff, and I've seen people that's been in relationships for years. Snoop Dogg's been with his wife for a long, long time. You know, Dre is an example of the opposite side. Like,
right.
when Dre was going through all this stuff, his wife just didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
a business. It's a business uh working art. Like when I say this to you, like, you do your music, say one of your beats, you have to go do shows for somebody, or you have to do a beat for somebody, or whatever the case may be. Somebody's gonna be, she's gonna see things and not be able to interpret the idea of what reality is and what is not reality,
Right.
basically. So, where do you stand in terms of, like, when it comes to your music and stuff, and how does she understand that this is a business and that is cool, or does she
Uh,
have an issue with it every now and then?
what I do is, when I was getting in a relationship, I would tell them this is what I'm going to become when I get successful as a music producer. You have to understand my life. So she understands if I'm at my studio working by myself, and she knows it. She knows that I'm not about the groupies. I'm not going to be out here trying to, you know, get a woman to entice me because of my music. To me, it's about trust. So she understands that part, and we don't have an issue at all with that part at all. She's really okay with what I do. She really supports me. We all have our own separate things that we do, but she supports me with my music 150%.
That's a good thing. That's a damn good thing right there. You also, what is it, opinionated wise? Hold on, opinionated wise. How do you feel in terms of? Hold on, let me see if I'm still sitting here looking at this. How do you feel? Yeah, I got you back. In terms of the idea, what am I doing? It's cutting you in, cutting you out. Um, in terms of the idea of, like, what is this doing? Do you have a preference or way of thinking in terms of, like, when you do your music? Does that music idea have any kind of different effect on you in terms of, like, how you see things? I mean, does any of your inspiration when you do your music, does it have any influence off of what she does?
It has an influence because I know she's here to understand it, and she supports it. Like it's not like she doesn't. She has it. So it's a big influence that I have her support behind me with my music, 100%. You know, and that that's just what it is. It's a support system that I have with her. So she understands it. When I released my first T-shirt, she liked the T-shirt, but I wasn't able to get her a copy due to the fact that my vendor messed up on one of the other copies, and it was just like, oh, okay, I got to go back to the drawing board. So that was supposed to come out, but it didn't. And she supported behind that. So yeah.
Have you ever had an issue with somebody not understanding what you're going through?
No, not really. Not none of my relationships. I mean, any of them in my past, they understood. I was a music producer. I was trying to come up. I was trying to further my music. So they were behind me.
Okay. Now, have you ever? Now, I know you haven't ran into the situation, but do you think that in any form of fashion, she would see things differently if you were in public in terms of like dealing around people?
No. When I tell her when I'm in public, I'll be wearing my brand. So she knows that people are gonna talk to me. She knows that it might be a girl that come up to me like, hey, I like what I heard, can I get your autograph or something like that? She's okay with it. She's not the jealous type. She's not the why that girl come up to you and said this? Why she this? What the bossy type. No, she's not like that. She's real laid back and collected with herself. So she
You don't think she'll
understands.
get upset about that?
Huh?
Down, you don't think maybe she, in her own mind, she might be like that?
Mm-mm, not at all.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
at all. I actually wore my hat out. Maybe I didn't wear my t-shirt. I just wore my hat, to get people to, recognize who I was, and, stuff like that. And nothing's came up with it, so,
What do you think are some of the elements in terms of having a relationship with somebody while you're dealing with music? Like some of the things that you have to have in that relationship in order to make this relationship work
mm.
based off of the idea that you do something that a lot of people don't understand.
um, you have to have trust. She has to trust in me that if I say I'm at the studio, I'm at the studio. And she doesn't have to call me. She doesn't have to um, bug my phone because she knows that's where I'm at. She knows that's exactly where I'm at and I'm working, you know. And plus my studio's in my house. So it's nothing, she could just drop by. I'm here, you know. So, you know, that's what it comes in to have trust when it comes to being a producer. Um, and her understanding the life that I'm trying to provide for us, with the music. So, if you have those two understandings, you have nothing to worry about. And she clearly has the understanding that this is what I've chosen to do. So she supports me in the way I need to be supported.
Now, is that the only element that you see that you need to have in a relationship in terms of doing the music and stuff? Because I know everything, some things are just different. I mean,
Mhm.
I know with me, I don't think it's just only the trust idea, the aspect of it. I think it's a lot to do with the respect. I think at some point or another, there has to be some kind of form of respect because the one thing you don't want is you don't want a, say, jealous type female that's just
Right.
always going to be in your business, always calling you, always texting you, knowing you in the studio, just trying to make sure you're there, popping up on you at any given time. Um, just there. I don't think it's just that, because I believe like if I tell somebody I'm at the studio, they're like, yeah, he might be at the studio, but I might be a jealous type person. I need to go check up on him. I need to warn up this brother, make sure he good. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Make sure he's where he's supposed to be. I don't I don't like to be the devil's advocate in a lot of situations, but I know like somebody probably needs to hear this because there's a lot of people out there in this world right now that's doing the exact same thing me and you doing. We're both dealing with music, both, involved with, seeing a lot of people. I see people every day that somebody says, hey, I like this idea. I like that beat. I like this. Can I work with you on this project? As a matter of fact, today, I mean, I met some people that want to work with me on some projects and stuff, said, I'll meet you wherever studio you go to and stuff. And that's cool and dandy. I just don't want the person that I'm supposed to be significantly tied to being like, well, damn, you're always gone. You're always doing this. You're always doing that. It's a business, you know what I'm saying? And my business takes up a lot of my time because between me doing music, me doing shows, me, working, it's constant something to have somebody to think differently about what you're doing. Now, I don't know how a lot of people are, but I know me personally, and me personally, if I'm usually not at the studio or not around family or not doing something that involves, music, I'm usually 9 times out of 10 either asleep or working. You know what I'm saying? I don't get upset at that, and I understand that, but I know like where I stand at right now. I know it's a thing of respect sometimes. Like I have to be respected. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but let me see. I got you 2 times on here. You got two different ones. Let me see. Yeah, you got two different ones. I gotta figure. Yeah, you got two different ones. So now I'm looking at two different. But can you? Which one you on? You on that one?
Yeah, I'm on that
Okay.
at the bottom.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All
Sorry
right.
about that. I
So
had a call from me. And I
no, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Uh, so with that being said, like, is there anything else in particular you have to have in a relationship in terms of like when you're dealing with music and people? Because I don't know, there's a lot more to it. I've seen people that don't understand the game that we do.
that's a that's another that people don't understand. What you do is your career. It has nothing to really do with um, the group pieces, and that is what you chose to do for your life.
True, true.
So yeah, and I got an echo, so I don't know where that's coming from. But yeah,
You got an echo over there.
yeah.
Hold on. You still got that? Can you hear it now?
So yeah, yeah, I still feel it.
Okay. Um, I don't know for sure. I do know, like, when I'm sitting here and I thought about this all day in terms of the topic, and I've been thinking about the topic all week. But since we talked about it a couple of days ago,
Right.
my thing with the whole scenario is that like everybody will have a different opinion about all of this just because it's not the same for everyone. Everybody's situation is not the same. I know
Hmm.
your case is good because you've got a person that respects you, that trusts you, that knows what you're doing,
Right.
and they know how to get in touch with you in terms of like that. I know it's a lot of people out here. There may be some in this chat room right now that have somebody, a significant other, that don't understand what we do and why we do it, and are probably a little bit. I'm not gonna say might be out of pocket in some sense or another because a lot of people don't understand the idea that this is a business. Like I said, I've had
Hmm.
people that dated somebody and turn around and just assume because your music doesn't match what they see of you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean like there's the 414 Dank, there's the uh who else I could think of, Randy Hitch, there's like even Brother Rob, uh my boy Pocket Nations, Lamondo Carter, a lot of these guys that do this music for the ladies, might do music for the ladies, they do it with the intention that they're trying to grab in a crowd. And while they're trying to grab in that crowd, you got a young lady here that's your better half that actually is like, damn, he's trying to get more girls in his life. But they don't realize like that is part of the image that we're supposed to do as artists because our artists is a talent. You know, I
Exactly.
can I can always write thug songs if I want to.
Hmm.
That's only appealing to the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your versatility's got to be something set for the women in some
Right.
sense or another. If I'm sitting here and I'm always blah 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 calling girls B's and H's and everything else, the guys are gonna be cool with it, but the girls are gonna be like, damn, this cat here he ain't associating himself with how I am or who I am as a woman. You know what I'm saying? He ain't.
Exactly.
That's the thing about the one artist that I truly admire. That's is LL Cool J. Been with the same girl for years, and his
Yep.
woman understands that his music is his business. And if he sits there and he says, "I need love," shit, and girls are throwing their panties and stuff, she understands that's the business. It's not,
Hmm.
oh my God, I'm trying to get more, trying to get more groupies and shit on my back. she knows it's a business, that it's not solely set on the idea that he's out here making all these love songs and doing shit for the girls. Because he does hardcore music. He does music about everybody, everything, every idea, every scenario. He doesn't change who he is, but he still makes
Exactly.
something for the ladies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand like what is the problem behind it, because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
when you have somebody to understand that, that's the best feeling in the world, you know, because they know that you're doing what you love to do as an individual, and they know they don't have anything to worry about.
so they ain't
You
trying to DM me or nothing like that, trying to be like, hey, I need to talk to Noriega the King, blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
Okay.
And if they do on that tip, I let them know right off the bat. I'm engaged. I'm in a relationship. You know, that's exactly what she does too. You know, she
Mm-hmm.
lets people know right off the bat if they hit her inbox, I'm engaged. You know,
That, that's what I like to hear, man. I like to hear that. I know it's impossible to be able to speak like that.
yeah,
I know, like in a lot of cases, there's always gonna be some girl or some groupie or something that's like that. It's gonna be, I want him, or I want her, whatever. But I know a lot of the times when, like you said, you throw it out there and you give it what you got and you tell them exactly what is going on. A lot of times they'll leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. You do your thing. Your thing is amazing. Uh, my thing is like, the more you do you, and the more people understand you, the more you'll see like how somebody is. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, I'm not gonna sit up and argue the idea, that I'm human. I'm human just like you are. I'm human,
Exactly.
and I make mistakes, and of course everybody's entitled to make mistakes. But when it comes to the music thing, and you have your own brand and you have your own lane, and you try to stick to your lane, and there's always going to be a obstacle or a something in the way that's going to say, I'm trying to get, what I'm saying? There's going to be hell, it don't even have to be a girl. It can be a guy. You know what I'm saying? You could be making
Hmm.
your music and it could be some guy that's out there like, I don't want to see this cat succeed. You
Right.
know, you wouldn't know it if people were actually indulging themselves in the idea of your conversation of what's going on with you, if they didn't know the business. Like, there's a lot of people that don't know who Noriega the King is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows the one hand producer. When we enlighten these people see this thing and they say, oh my God, he's been on, 2 or 3 shows, doing shows with everybody else, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
How do I know what he does? And then if you realize you do beats, then it's all of a sudden it's trying to wreck this person based off of trying to figure out how to be where you are.
Hmm.
When it comes to the relationship part of that, I know a lot of females that have to be like, you know what? I dig it. I get it. I have to understand that. You know, I have to understand. Hell, it's just like if I was dating, like me dating somebody, like the person I'm with, she has to know I am doing a show. When I'm doing a show, she doesn't try to barge in and be like, hey, what you doing? And blah, blah, blah. Ain't on the camera in the background, ain't trying to do all that stuff. Knows that this is a show. When I run the show, it's either in or out, and it's just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Get my stuff done. A
Right.
lot of times you get that person that'll be real, like to see somebody. You might catch a girl that likes the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Likes to be in the spotlight.
Hmm.
Be like, oh shit, I just gotta always be around Noriega when he's on the show because I just want everybody to see me, and I know his exposure is my exposure.
Right.
I'm not cool with that kind of, what I'm
Right. Me
saying?
neither.
I need to know that whoever I deal with is on the same level as me, doing the
Yep.
same thing that I'm doing, trying their best to be it, me or better. You know what I'm saying? But in your own lane,
Right.
me or better in your own lane. You don't have to deal with music. You don't have to deal with anything I'm doing. Just do whatever you do. Do it better on
Hmm.
your end, not on my end. And I
Right.
have to respect what you do, whether it's music or not, just because that's who you are, not me. If
Exactly.
I decide to be bothered with, running the game with y'all and be girl, I'm in the studio, I'm hanging with Norris the King, or I'm with the DSK Diane, or I'm doing something, or I'm working on the show. Like even when I work on my shows, they know to be quiet. Don't be all in my business. You know what I'm saying? When you want to
Right.
talk, if you want to talk to me about whatever I said on my show that didn't like or whatever, that's a conversation piece. But
Right.
the
We handle
last thing
that
you want to do
off
is
the
get
camera.
upset. Yeah, I don't
Right.
want nobody to come in and be tripped off that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do.
Exactly.
You know, how do you feel in terms of when you're doing it? Has she ever gave you that look like we got to talk about this when you either making a beat or you're talking to somebody, or she don't like an opinion that you throw out there?
Um, no, she's cool. She lets me do me at the end of the day. If I have if she has any questions for me, she comes to me and she asks me, and it's just like that. She's very, like I said, she's very supportive. She's behind the scenes. If I have an issue with something or I need to talk to her about something, she's helping me with. You know, so that's what
Okay,
I love about her. You know.
okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let me ask you, anything else in particular in terms of like talking about relationships and music that you want to address or hit on that you think will be something beneficial to the next person listening?
Yeah. First thing, when you find somebody and you know they're doing, put God in it. Because
I
if
agree.
you have God in your relationship, nothing can go wrong. Because He's the one in the middle helping you guys out. So that's exactly what we did when we connected. We said we got to put God in this relationship. We wanted to go farther, because it only helped it, you know. So
Okay. Okay. So so basically we're saying when you're dealing with relationships and music, trust, respect, and God.
hmm
Basically.
exactly those
Uh
those things.
what about opinions, man? I mean, do you not think that, say if she was sitting behind you or sitting beside you right now, she's listening right now, and you gave an opinion that she didn't like, is she not entitled to her opinion to tell you or not tell you? Or
Oh no, she's entitled to her opinion. You know, she has her opinion. She heard what she heard, and she wants to ask me about it. Go right ahead. I have nothing to hide about it. I said what I said, and you might not like it, but let's talk about it. You know, so
now, do you ever make music and somebody don't like the music but ask you to change it?
I have. I'm gonna bring that up actually because I wanted to talk about that. So I was on. I'm not gonna say where I was when it happened, but I told him that I made beat, and I told him he could look me up. So as the person looked me up, he listened to my beats, and he was like, "They're not done." And then he tried to give me constructive criticism and takes me to YouTube and tells me this is how a beat is supposed to be laid out. You need to come back in a week with something like this. And I know I'm gonna have those people that's gonna have their opinion and have your opinion. Well, my music is my music. My music is not supposed to be perfect. It's how I make it and how I feel it should be. You know,
Yeah,
so
you're right. You're right. So somebody have thrown that at you before then.
yeah. And
And
I'm
how did
I'm
you
good.
feel
And
about
I ain't
that when
gonna
it
lie.
happened?
When I first started making music, I couldn't take that criticism because I was like, man, these my beats. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, but nowadays I can take some criticism. But if you just meet me and just off the rip talk about my beats without even looking at my backgrounds, looking at how many shows I've been on, how many people support me, and this is what you want to say, I'm gonna let you have it. But just know it's not gonna stop me from making them the way I'm making. You want to be this way? Find a producer that makes it that way. I'm not
Yeah.
that producer for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
That's a dope way of looking at it.
yeah,
Definitely a dope way of looking at that. You so let me see if I can address the idea that when you I know you've had people criticize so the beats that you've made recently. I know you're coming up with new stuff. I know you're coming out with some new ideas. You're coming up with some new formats. Nobody's ever like downgraded you or embarrassed you or put you out there like that to the point where you but understand that you know that your relationship falls back on that. Like, have you ever had somebody degrade what your music is?
yeah.
Explain it to y'all,
Actually,
let
it
you
happened.
tell you keep pushing.
Yeah, it actually happened. Last year, I was almost signed to a label. They were gonna get my social media page up. They were gonna do a lot of stuff for me. But when they heard my music, they come back and tell me I'm not marketable. I have nothing marketable. I'm looking like, what you mean I have nothing marketable? It's marketable to me,
Yeah.
you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that whole deal fell through, and that was because, and I'm glad it did, you know. So
Is it has it made you evolved any more than what you've expected yourself to evolve?
yeah, it's made me realize that I'm gonna continue to do it independently because if I I don't want to be signed, I want to work with people, and I want to do it my way, you know. So it has evolved me to be better, you know, to realize it's gonna be people out there to judge me, and either I get mad about it or I just ignore, and I choose to ignore because you wasn't here when in my beginning of my success. You
Yeah.
wasn't here when I had them days where I was getting ready to give up. And all of
That's
a sudden, I woke up, went to the studio, made a beat, put it on Boss Lady Radio show, and it went from there. And people wanted to know more about it. So people opinion they can have.
they entitled to them.
Right,
They entitled to them.
right.
You I was gonna ask you something, and then my train of thought just ran off on me. Um, what was it I was gonna ask you? Not just the music, you know. Um, has it evolved you enough to? I knew it had to do with a relationship. I'm sitting here in my head and I'm trying to think to myself. I knew it had something to do with a relationship. Has has music transitioned your relationships in any form or fashion?
Yeah, definitely. Uh, I'm more romantic. I'm more about showing my feelings to my fiance. And you wouldn't believe if I showed you some of the pictures or videos, she'd be like, you got to be like, wow, I'm showing a different side of me. And when she sees me, her whole face lights up.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had our anniversary and I
Happy
surprised
anniversary,
her with a
brother.
gift. And her whole face was lit
Happy
up like a
anniversary.
Christmas tree.
Happy anniversary, my brother. Good deal, good deal. You so with that being said, I know we're getting close to timeout. Um, what do you think in terms of a relationship uh is the future of what you're doing now? Now, because I know the reason I say that is because last we spoke, you ready to give us something a little dismal, and then you talk about you got another side you want us to see. Are we expecting both these sides at the same time? Or are we expecting both these projects at different times? How's that going to work with how the lover boy is compared to the you don't want to see me type dude?
Okay. This this first one is gonna be very different. It's gonna show just a little bit more harder side of me on the keys. Um, when it comes to the relationship LP, which I don't know what I'm gonna call it, it's gonna show a more softer, a little bit more romantic side of me. And they're gonna be this one's gonna be released at the end of December. That one is gonna be probably like the spring or fall, you know, because I go off of my covers that I make.
Okay.
So um,
Okay.
it's definitely gonna be a transition because I want to transition into the R&B and the gospel. So it's a
Okay.
lot of
Okay.
pushing them buttons.
Still no ideas on features. Still no ideas on because I mean you're doing beats and you're trying to transition.
Mhm.
I don't know if beat wise you can make the difference and transition easier with people vocals on it or not vocals on it.
I have an idea. I agreed to work with two people, and one is a rapper, but she also sings. The other one's just a singer. So I got projects that I'm working on personally, but I got things coming from them soon that I'll be working on at the same time I'm working on different projects. So
Okay. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. You anything else we need to touch on before we get ready to step out of here?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about relationships. When you find somebody and they are your everything, your support system, right behind you, stay with them. You're gonna go through the hard times. You're gonna go through a season of sad times in between. But the whole key is communication and understanding and respect. And then, you know, that's where it lies. The
We didn't touch on that.
communication and understanding.
We didn't touch on
So
communication.
and having God in your life,
Yep.
because I'm gonna be honest with you. When I met her, we've been knowing each other 5 years and we've been dating a year. I wasn't too keen on going to church. I went to church when I was younger. But all the things I done from that point on, I was like, man, church ain't for me. But she was like, just give me a chance. Let me show you something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, Dre, she showed me something different.
I'm going
I
to.
believe in God so much. It's amazing. I wake up and I thank God every morning for waking me up. I thank God for her every day. And I tell her that every day. 31 days in a month, I would tell her. So she would know I appreciate you giving me the giving me the opportunity to show me a different side of God, you know.
That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that. I like
So
to hear that something manifests in you to make you be this type of person. That's an amazing thing in itself. Because it's not the easiest, and it's really not very often that somebody says things like that because we live in a different world right now. It's not the
mhm,
same. But I like to hear that because it just shows that there is a compassionate side of people in this world that do things. Now,
right.
does that transition into your music now? Will it transition to the compassion part?
Yeah. Definitely with the gospel album that I want to come out with, it's definitely gonna transition. It's definitely gonna be different. So you're gonna see the gospel side of Noriega, you know.
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready. I'm
yeah.
definitely ready for that. Uh, Before we get ready to get up out of here, is there anybody you want to give shout out to? Anything you want to, say?
Um,
Anything you got going on? What you got go? What does Noriega the King got going on this week other than Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. Feeling my stomach.
The feeling your stomach. I feel
Yeah,
you.
it's getting
I
out.
feel you. Uh,
But I want to give a shout out to my mama D. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Janaria. I want to give a shout out to my other daughter Naira, and I want to give a shout out to my son Omari. Um,
okay.
and I want to also shout out to my whole family, my extended family, my radio family, just everybody in general. I thank everybody for your support, your understanding, and your guidance. Um, I just want to thank you, Drake, for having me on your show,
Oh, it's
and
always a pleasure, my brother.
it's definitely been a ride for me knowing you, talking to you, and I appreciate y'all. Real talk, I appreciate you. I appreciate Boss Lady B, uh, Teresa Taylor, aka the Phoenix,
Yep.
um, uh,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
25 Life L Clean, Danny Joe.
Hmm.
He's really been a big supporter of mine. Um, Shout
I
out to
like to
the
hear that.
whole Milwaukee County, aka Milltown. So yeah, definitely I
Milltown,
appreciate
stand up.
everybody. So see me in the street, give me a salute, and I give it right back.
You already know I got you on that. Listen, uh, I know you ain't been showing what you drinking on. What you drinking on since you in the cafe?
Drinking on some water.
Oh, you drinking water. All
Yeah.
right. I'm drinking on a little bit of squirt, a little something
Okay.
different. Uh, I will definitely. I hope you have a amazing Thanksgiving. You spending it with your others, your new friend.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
So
We're gonna. I'll make sure everybody will link up sometime next couple of days. I know. Let's see. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes. I will be doing an episode of the Roundtable with Dadisky Diane tomorrow night.
okay.
Hopefully have y'all in the building. Have y'all checking us out. We haven't really trying to see if we can get Randy Hitch in the building. If we can't, we'll find. We definitely know who we can get in the building. I think she's no. I think she's trying to say 414 Dank. One or two. We're trying to see
Yeah.
if we can get one of those in the building tomorrow.
Okay.
If not, we know who we can get in the building, no doubt.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can always reach me.
may even invite you in still. I mean, we
Okay.
can still invite you in, get you in the building. But tomorrow, definitely 7 o'clock. And that's one of the things we were discussing because me and Dadisky and them are all on the same time. Like, so at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, a lot of other people don't get it, but we're going to try to get everybody at the same time. But 7 o'clock Central Time, my time, her time. We're gonna have our show tomorrow. A lot of crazy stuff gonna be going on. We're gonna go through a bunch of topics. I got a couple topics. She got a couple topics. We're gonna go through that. Prepare y'all. I know Thursday is Thanksgiving, but I will be having a pre-recorded episode of the Hangout, and a lot of your music will be on there. A lot of Dadisky's music gonna be on there. It's gonna be crazy. And then of course Friday is Dre's 8. So I'm just staying here. I'm just constantly working on something new, doing something new, uh, things of that nature. Um, all my shout outs. I want to Lamando Carter, Pocket Nations, Brother Rodley Poet Brown, Dusty, my brother Daryl was in the building tonight. And that's just on Facebook. I don't know about the other ones because I have different platforms. I also have let's see, that's up for debate. I have the Hangout. I have Andre Richmond. I have uh, Facebook. I have Twitter. I have YouTube. So I mean, it's a lot of different platforms. If y'all are in the building, I thank y'all so very much for tuning in. Shout out to Dadisky Diane, like you said, Danny Joel, 25 L Clan, Teresa Taylor, a Global Fam, um, Dub C's, Dub C's Entertainment. Um, the list goes on and on and on. Michael Reed James. Um, I'm just all over the place right now. I thank everybody for tuning in and watching. You got anybody else you want to shout out? Anything else you want to say before we get ready to
Oh
push him
yeah.
out of
I'm gonna give you my signature. Once again, it's Pay attention, listen up. Noriega the King on Dre Radio Cafe. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah,
That's what it is, baby. Listen, tonight I'm wearing fresh as fuck. This is my homeboy Larry Locke shirt. A lady told me, why you wearing that shirt with the flowers on it? But they don't realize this is fresh as fuck right here. That's what it
right.
is. FAF. Fresh as fuck. My homeboy Larry Locke doing it up. I thank him so very much for tuning in. Um, shoot, man. I guess we get ready to get up out of here. I thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of In My Opinion. I thank y'all so very much. I'm gonna give y'all ways to reach me. I'm also gonna let y'all hear Noriega the King, man. I guess you can go ahead and throw your. Let's see what song we got on here that I got for you right now that we can go ahead
I'm,
and throw up out
I'll
here.
tell y'all, we all can reach you. You reach me on Instagram, uh, Facebook, um, Twitter, uh, Snapchat, or any social media you can reach me on. If I ain't on them, I'll be on them soon.
I got which one you rather do? Ride with me or deep in my thought?
Ride with me.
Okay. We getting ready to get up out of here. I'm gonna show y'all ways to reach me. I'm closing out with Ride With Me. This is Noriega the King. Until next show, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. And we getting ready to get up out of here. Put God first, protect, provide, spread love, and get that money. Until next show, we out of here.
Yeah,
Peace.
yeah, yeah.
Ways to reach me. DREZEY218.
All right, my brother.
DREZEY218.
We getting ready to push up out of here. I thank you so
Okay.
very, very much. And we shall do it again. I know I'm getting ready to knock this out. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is Noriega the King. It's called Ride With Me. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. You've been rocking with your boy Dre in another episode of In My Opinion. Ways to reach me, and then look at the logos down here. You'll see all that. And I'm getting ready to get up out of here. And I am getting ready to be ghost. This is Ride With Me.
Yeah, y'all listen to the smooth styles of TOHP, aka Noriega the King. I told y'all we're coming back with another one. Here we go, you beat. Yeah. Here we go, you beat. Yeah. Yeah, y'all listen to the smooth styles of TOHP, aka Noriega the King. I told y'all we're coming back with another one. Here we go, you beat. Yeah. Yeah, y'all listen to the smooth styles of TOHP, aka Noriega the King. I told y'all we're coming back with another one. Here we go, you beat. Yeah. Yeah, y'all listen to the smooth styles of TOHP, aka Noriega the King. I told y'all we're coming back with another one. Here we go, you beat. Yeah.